It's the Open Bedroom Doors Clip Show.
I'm Angela Skirtu, and I open bedroom doors. Here at the Open Bedroom Doors show, I just want to make sex normal again. In my show, I teach couples how to have healthy conversations about sex.
In a world where love gets lost in busy schedules, one woman dares to save intimacy, one bedroom at a time.
Couples everywhere deserve connection, fun, and freedom, but something sinister is slamming doors shut on their desires.
No one shall pass through my bedroom door without shame, silence, and stress.
Not on my watch, LockJaw. Time to start the show.
Can Action Angela break through Lord LockJaw's grip on passion? Or will couples stay locked out forever?
Whereas, in the Netherlands, they start sex education around 6 or 8. And, at elementary school age, they're showing children, images and videos of nude adults, not having sex, not anything appropriate, locker room.
Body.
Kind of
this is what a body is. Yeah.
And those children and young people in those societies get sexually abused less because they don't keep it secret. They have less teen pregnancy. They have less sexually transmitted infections. It's the shame and the secrecy that ultimately, fosters and breeds unhealthy sex, including sexual abuse. The only way I think we change it is, things like you're doing right now, with this podcast, and things like I'm doing in court, where we're encouraging people to understand that sex is, a normal human behavior. It's a normal aspect of human life, and sexual diversity is normal.
Well, I think, so I'm a mom of a 10-year-old, and actually I'm writing a book about puberty with her. So that's coming soon. But the interesting thing that I actually, with one of my supervisees, so Dave and I, for those of you listening in, David and I also work at the Sexual Health Alliance as supervisors. And so one of my supervisees, I read just what I do with my daughter is I will play. And as we play, I document the conversations she and I are having here and there, like as they naturally come up about intimacy. And when it's 10, it's about bodies, boundaries, and puberty. Like that's what I'm teaching her about right now. So I think one of the things that happens as I'm telling her these things is I realize that also parents don't know what's age appropriate. And so they hear sex and kids and they're like, wrong. And so I do think there is a little onus on us to help people like us, the sexual health professionals, to kind of give people guidance on okay, at 10, it's bodies, boundaries, and puberty. All right, at 12, it adjusts like this because as they age, there's new things you need to talk about. But I even think people are afraid of that word, sex education. And when I was reading these conversations to my supervisee, she was like, oh, that's so sweet. I didn't even know you could talk to kids like that. And it meant something to me to hear her response and realize this is the real problem is that people don't even know what the conversation with the 10-year-old is supposed to sound like.
That's right. And the thing is, I love the way you frame that because it doesn't stop. I mean, that line I used earlier, don't choke on the first date. I actually came up with that in a conversation with my son when he was, I want to say 22 or 23, because I was seeing these cases. And I'm driving down the road with him, and I said, "Look, hey, I just want to have this chat with you. That there are gals out there that you're going to end up, having a sexual interaction with, and they may want you to choke them, and maybe think twice about that. Maybe don't do that until you know them really well, and you know what their boundaries are, and you know what they know about this experience, because there's a lot of trust that it goes both ways here, and we have to learn how to navigate that, but we're not teaching people.
If you want a bed, guess what? We are filming our sex positions here at Mattress Dogs. This is a mattress furniture store, and I am thankful for Mattress Dogs for letting me do my sex positions event in bed. Use promo code SEXYTIME and you can get your next bed here tax-free. We're always looking for sponsors. So if you would like to become a sponsor for the show or for the sex position segment, please go to openbedroomdoors.com and check out our sponsorship page. And we will, if you become one of our sponsors, we'll even let you pick the position.
Just when lovebirds think they've found their groove,
I tighten the hinges of insecurity and slam them into silence.
You can't scare people into shutting down, LockJaw. With tools like communication and curiosity, I'll break your hold.
We'll see about that. Couples won't know whether to talk or walk away.
will action Angela's wisdom keep the spark alive? Or is the bedroom doomed to squeaks and slams?
What are some things? So we're talking about friendship, and one of the aspects of friendship is how you treat each other. And so I'm curious, even like day to day, what would you say to couples about how to be intentional about how you treat one another?
So let me give you one of the examples of things that it's a little thing, it's thoughtful, and it lets me know that he understands me. I'm currently working through trauma from childhood. And one of the things, a lot of things that he's learning now, he didn't know in the beginning, but he knew there were some things that, had happened.
Yep.
And as a result of that, when I sleep at night, there's some part of my body touching him. And he works shift work. He gets up at 4 a.m. when he's on days. And when he gets up to go to work, he takes his pillow and he pushes it against my back so that there's still pressure against my back when he gets up. So it's little things like that because he knows that I need that pressure against me to be comfortable. Those types of things, just little thoughtful things. So when I wake up, I know that he thought about me as he's getting ready to go to work. We text throughout the day.
Yeah.
I've never felt that pressure of I've got to get home and have dinner ready and waiting for him. There's always been a partnership and shared responsibility. There's always been mutual respect for each other as teammates and partners in our relationship, in our household and parenting.
Yep.
And so those things, it's just a natural throughout, like we work to try and make things easier for each other. And it's usually little things throughout the day. That's one that sticks out to me.
Yeah, and also like, just simple things. Like I would get in her car sometimes and, naturally I think it's all you women have a plot out for us men. But you just leave that gas meter just all the way down. And
light is there for a reason.
The light comes on and I'm like, oh shit, I can't.
When the light comes on, that's when it's time.
I'm so nervous when I see my light come on. I'm like,
Margaret, that's one thing he wants you to do for more consideration, FYI.
But I will say this, I have no problem because, there again, I'm a man, so I'm thinking for a safety standpoint. Let me go ahead, even though I don't want to. I'm going ahead and put some gas in my car because what I don't want her to do is being at a gas station, something happened, you know what I'm saying? So trying to create the level of safety at that point. So sometimes I, put gas in her car and she doesn't even know it. I won't even say anything. I'll just put it in there. She might text me next day, oh, thank you for my gas,
The light is there for a reason.
Yeah, the light is there, but my God. And for those who don't know, when that light stays on for a long period of time, you can wear your fuel pump out. I just want to say that.
It's very important for everybody to know that.
Tonight, the battle for the bedroom takes a dangerous twist.
I reinforce my barriers with doubt, fear, and laundry piles. Try to get past that, Action Angela.
Dirty socks, please. I've seen worse. Love thrives when couples prioritize play, even with chaos around them.
Why won't you just shut the door, woman?
But the door grows stronger. Can Angela's insights overcome the weight of neglect?
Well, just bringing up like a population where I could see this being difficult is in the autistic population, right? Because at times they can be a bit rigid. You know, love all my autistic listeners. I have many in my family. If you understand the context, like you mentioned, right? Like in the context, you're playing a game, you're just practicing the skills, right? Like here's how you give, here's how you receive, here's how you see the different mindsets. But if every sexual act was like that, then right, like you're like, all right, this is how we're supposed to do it. It could get kind of rigid. Like, well, no, now we're supposed to do it like this. And you're suggesting that you're using this as sort of like principles, right? Of like, okay, hey, every now and I could see in a sex act, for example, sometimes putting your brain in the space of like, okay, I want to give to you. And then you might more flexibly bring it up into the sex life.
Yeah, you don't want to carry it into your every waking moment. Yeah.
Or you just want to find flexible ways.
Yes, yeah. And people have sometimes tried that because what happens is very often as people learn the practice, they learn the 3-minute game. What do you want to do to me for 3 minutes? What do you want me to do to you for 3 minutes? It's so fun. I mean, it's really fun to play. And it's so many ahas come out of it that people sometimes think, oh my gosh, I'm going to do everything like this. And it doesn't work so well to do everything like this.
Yeah.
It is a game. It's a practice. Yeah.
That's excellent. I love that. And I think it could be an important like reminder to go back to, right? So you guys play the game maybe once a month or once a quarter just to remember some of those principles.
Oh, hell,
but
play
then
it every night.
Ways. Oh, you heard it from Betty Martin. Play my game
play it
every
night. Oh, hell yeah. Because why wouldn't you want to be touched exactly the way you want for 3 minutes every night? Like, why wouldn't you want that?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not going to, and this is part of also what makes it a practice is that it's going to be different every time. And it will change over time and you'll expand it over time. You'll start to say, well, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, that's great too. It's helpful to start with a short turn, like 3 minutes to learn. But anyway, so you may start with, well, I don't know what to ask for. Maybe I'll ask for my shoulders rubbed. And then the next time think, well, that worked pretty good. Maybe I'll ask for my whole back. Oh, that worked pretty good. Maybe I'll ask for my head. Or maybe I want my feet rubbed. Or maybe I want to be spanked. Or maybe I want to be held and have you sing to me. Maybe I want to be fed a ripe strawberry. And your repertoire starts to expand. Or maybe I want to run across the room and have you chase me and rip my shirt off.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah. I mean, so your repertoire as you start to ask for things and it works. Oh my gosh, I got this thing I wanted. Holy shit. Then your repertoire just naturally expands. And pretty soon you're doing all kinds of stuff that you never would have thought of before because you just didn't have the opportunity or the opening to play in that way.
Are you ready to take your sex life beyond the bedroom? You want to spice things up and have a little fun? Come join me for my couples retreats. We are taking open bedroom doors to exotic locations and introducing you to fun, sexy new ways to intimately connect with your partner. In a beautiful location, surrounded with serenity, warmth, connection, that beachy vibe. This retreat is your opportunity to say, nope, I'm leaving the kids and work at home, and we're gonna go to a place where we focus on us. We slow down, we get into our sensory experience, and I just want you to ignite your sex life and learn how to really take your sex life from 0 to 100. I'm Angela Skirtu at openbedroomdoors.com, and I hope to see you at my next retreat. Join me for my next couples retreat on October 24th through 26th at Camden on the Lake Resort. I hope to see you there. That's too spicy. Well, guys, on the Open Bedroom Doors show, we often have content that's a little too spicy for your typical social media platforms. So for those of you who are like, I love everything Angela Skirtu and I want to know all the spicy details, we actually have a space where we put the uncut shows, and it is at patreon.com/openbedroomdoors. So you can subscribe to that channel and get all the behind the scenes, all that spicy stuff that I wasn't able to put in the show. That's too spicy. So I hope you can join me at patreon.com/openbedroomdoors. Keep in mind, that is how you support me. So it is a subscription channel where you have to pay to subscribe, but you are becoming a supporter of me and putting out this awesome content as a result. So please join me for those spicy, spicy things.
Every villain has a weakness. An action Angela may have just found lockjaws.
You hide behind shame and silence, but your hinges squeak when couples embrace honesty. That's your weakness.
No! If they communicate openly, I'll come unhinged!
Exactly. When people laugh, touch, and connect, you lose power.
Will the truth set couples free? Or will Lockjaw lock them out forever?
So I joke with my patients that, when I'm explaining this ahead of time, it's like, yes, we're going to get the gynecologist view here, and that there's no hidden stirrups, there's nothing, but I am going to ask them to their comfort level to undress from the waist down. I'll lay down on the back, covered up with a sheet, and I'd put gloves on, and I'm going to examine the pelvic area here, okay? Mm-hmm. So we first do an examination looking at where everything's resting. So where's the clitoris resting compared to the urethra, compared to the vagina and the anus? Like, is everything really descended, or is it really kind of sucked up and in and tight? And then with their permission, I've got my gloves on, and I've got lubricant on one finger, and I'm placing the finger at the vaginal opening here. And I'm assessing this first layer of muscles here. Mm-hmm. So I'm applying gentle pressure to see how much stretch and give there is, how well that moves. Are they reporting any pain? Especially if they've had an episiotomy or they tore, naturally that's typically going to happen down low here. So I'm assessing if that scar tissue is moving well and that. So making sure that's moving and that.
And something you do too that I think will help people to hear is you communicate, hey, I'm going to be doing is that okay? You use consent language. So all kinds of things to help people feel safe and comfortable while you're doing it. It's something I've always known about, like, from behind the scenes. I'm like, why I like to refer people to you, Brooke, is that they've told me, they're like, oh, she's really helpful. She slows the process down. She asks, she lets me know what's happening. So she's not just, you're not just digging in there, but you're like gentle and thoughtful.
So we first have this conversation when the person is fully clothed, sitting in a chair. And I explain everything to them. And I let them know that we go to their comfort level. I have worked with women who have been victims of sexual abuse and trauma. And we may never get to the unclothed part in that first, second, third, fourth visit.
So you also follow their timing.
So we meet the patient where they're at. Mm-hmm. The gold standard for assessing the pelvic floor muscles is similar to a gynecological examination where I would be inserting a finger. But for someone who's had sexual trauma, that might be way down the road. And we might be starting with, can you tolerate if I touch on your thigh? Because that might just be so much for them. Okay.
Well, and on the back end, so she has her own practice, I have my own practice, but on the back end, there are people who do therapy with me for a time before coming to you because they know what the process is, they're aware what's going to expect, and they're still just Terrified.
And on the flip side, we have patients who do the physical work with us and get to the point where they can tolerate penetration that's, roughly the size of their partner's penis or that. But they're like, yeah, Brooke, the idea of having actual sex with my partner is terrifying, or I just don't know how to initiate that anymore. I was like, oh, I have the person you need to go talk to. And
they've got the physical clear, but mentally they're like, but
so like it's a back and forth. So yeah, sometimes they start with you and come our direction, and sometimes it's vice versa, because we just, again, you got to meet the person with where they're at with it and seeing how that works.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Action Angela versus Lord LockJaw, once and for all.
I am the barrier between people and passion. You cannot defeat me.
Watch me. With knowledge, fun, and a little courage, anyone can break through you.
No! If couples open up, my reign of closed doors will end.
Can our hero finally fling LockJaw wide open? Or will his hinges hold?
A lot of people told me like how my marriage is gonna suck because we had a baby. And I just refuse to accept that. Like, yeah, this is gonna be hard. Like I accept that I don't even know what I'm in store for, but I made it a point to want to work on the marriage and the intimacy aspect beforehand. And even people told me that like they lost their husband when they had a baby. Like that just all she wanted to do was take care of the baby, and he didn't know where to step in. And she said the day my marriage ended was the day that I had a baby. 35 years later, she's still married to him, and like they're miserable, and they're talking through that part of it. And it was just an interesting like perspective of, I don't want that to happen. Like I want us to grow closer and like have adventures as a family. And so I think it's just been very intentional for both of us.
That story is the story of so many couples that I work with as a sex therapist. Like for everyone listening, it starts at baby, and it's how a couple comes together and stays connected through new baby. That really is a make or break for relationship. And yes, to your point, it is a challenging thing to do. Because it kind of lasts for 20 years plus, and then the baby kind of like, I mean, they still sometimes hang out in your basement. So like it may be longer than that. Let's be real. It's forever. Like you make this life choice that changes forever, but how you stay connected, how you prioritize each other and make each other important still is the make or break. So it's not that the baby is this big cock block that like ruins your life. It's how you connect over baby or disconnect over baby. And those decisions, those little mini decisions they have big impacts. And I just have to say, it was really sweet when he talked for you to have these experiences, because something that a lot of people here are also probably surprised about is that you guys have been together for 15 years and she's going, woo.
I don't know.
That's an accomplishment too. So it's amazing that you guys are that close after 15 years, and that he still gives you the vapors.
Oh my.
Well,
that's true.
I want to thank you for being on this show. Is there any final bit of advice you would want to give new parents?
Part of me wants to say like just loosen up, but like that's harder to say, and that comes off a little harsh. But I don't. Just as somebody that like is very serious and very anxiety ridden, I feel like I've been really just trying to go with the flow and just loosen up and like be flirty and fun, and like I don't have to be so stressed about the baby. So I feel like that has helped me just relax.
What about you? Any advice?
Gosh, I don't think any amount of prep work we did made really any difference.
Yeah.
So,
just wing it.
Yeah, but like just go into it. You figure everything out as it's happening. We stressed about it more before it happened than we do now. So just, I don't know, people in much worse conditions figure it out all the time. Like, give yourself the credit to just get it done.
After an epic battle, the bedroom door is finally open.
You may have won this round, Angela, but doors never truly stay open. I will return.
Bring it on, LockJaw. As long as there's love to fight for, I'll be here, saving the world one bedroom at a time.
And so ends this chapter of Open Bedroom Doors. But don't worry, loyal listeners.
The fight continues. Join me again when the show returns on Thursday, October 30th, 2025 at 9 p.m. Central. Until then, keep those bedroom doors open.